Welcome to the Potheads.
Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to the first ever episode of the Potheads. My name is Greg Kirby, and if you're anything like me, you're probably not a very good cook, or you don't want to make a big mess in the kitchen, you don't want to take 2 hours cooking dinner, so that is why I have the Instant Pot right here, and that is why we are called the Potheads, because this thing is going to save your life. It's going to turn even the worst cooks like me into at least an average cook, so you can put some dinner on the table for your family, or maybe your girlfriend or boyfriend, or just whoever it is. Maybe you want to make a nice meal for yourself and you're tired of making ramen. So today we're going to make the easiest recipe in the world. It is spaghetti. So we're going to start by turning on the Instant Pot by hitting the saute button, and that's going to heat up the pot inside. I'm going to put a little vegetable oil in there. Just a little splash. And then once that gets hot, we're gonna add our ground beef, or this is actually ground turkey, and then we're gonna brown that in there. Okay, so while this is getting warm, we're gonna go over our ingredients really quick. Got a pound of spaghetti, a pack of ground turkey, it's like a pound or something, 1 yellow onion, a can of diced tomatoes, just normal spaghetti sauce, Italian seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder, and just plain salt. You can do a half a teaspoon of each of those. Okay, so now that's nice and warm, we're gonna add our ground turkey. Pour that in there. Break it up. And then we're gonna add our seasonings. Get the turkey nice and covered in the seasoning. And then add your onion. And then mix that all together. And we're just gonna get that nice and brown. Okay, so you can see in there, just browning it just like you would in the pan. Just use a wooden spoon, that way you can scrape the bottom so nothing gets stuck to the bottom. We're just gonna do this for a few minutes until everything's nice and brown. Okay, so now you can see it's all brown, there's no more pink in there. So now we're gonna go ahead and hit cancel and turn off the Instant Pot. Take your spaghetti out. You're gonna break it in half. Just like that. Just lay it over the top. Not even cooked. Just like that. Take your jar of spaghetti sauce. Pour that right over the top. Now your diced tomatoes. Then you actually need 36 ounces of water. So this jar is 24 ounces, so we're gonna do this 1.5 times. Okay, and just make sure all the spaghetti is in the water as much as possible. Some of it's gonna stick up a little bit. Should look just like that. Once you have that, you're gonna take the lid, make sure the knob is turned to sealing, which is towards the back. Put it on, make sure it locks into place, still on sealing. And then you're gonna set to pressure cook for 8 minutes. You don't have to touch anything now, it's good to go. All right, so you can see it's done cooking now. One thing I want to point out is it only cooks for 8 minutes, but it does take about 10 minutes for it to pressurize. So it takes about 20 minutes altogether for when you're cooking it. Just keep that in mind. Also, one thing to point out is make sure you have a drink when you're cooking, because then if you get drunk while you're cooking it, it always tastes better. All right, so now we are gonna switch this knob over to venting. Use a rag so you don't burn your hand. Okay, when it's almost done, you see that metal knob right there. All right, when it's almost done, see that metal knob? It just fell. Once that goes down, that's when it's done. And then you can take off the lid. And you just stir it up. All the meat's gonna be at the bottom still. So you just get it nice and stirred up. See, it's a little watery, but if you just let it sit for a couple minutes, it'll thicken up. In a minute, you're ready to go. Mix it with a salad and some garlic bread. You got a great meal. It's cheap, it's easy. You only have one dish and you don't have to stir shit. You don't have to watch it, it just cooks on its own. And that's the first episode of the Potheads. Give us a subscribe, leave a comment if you want us to make something else, give us a recipe, and we'll get it going. All right, thank you.